Hey, you guys, welcome back. It's Friday, and we are live on Park City Television, and let me tell you, I couldn't be happier about it. Fun to do a Friday night show. Even though it's pretty relaxed around here most of the time, it's even more so tonight. I'm excited for this conversation, not only because it's been a pleasure to meet this fellow, but I've been following him on Instagram for quite some time now, and I am one of a great number of people who are enjoying his photography, his cooking, and his posts. All in all, it's my first guest here based solely on his social media presence. It's Justin from Utetastic. How are you, brother?
I'm great, Terry. Hey, thanks.
Good to see you.
I really appreciate the invite. So
Absolutely.
Nice of you. So nice of you.
Yeah, it's great to meet you, and I felt like, you know, I've been, as I say, I've been following and loving your feed, and we're going to take a look at a couple of pictures in just a second, but I enjoy, and I felt like I really got, and this is a great social media communication thing, is I got the essence of you, even though you're not putting your face, but your personality comes through, and you've done an amazing job.
Well, it's neat that there's always got to be a first for everything, so I really appreciate you having me on as a first for social media. I mean, you know, it's, I'm actually floored with how many people actually follow me, because I really like what I do. I'm passionate about cooking, and it's fun, and I love the interaction that I get with the people that follow me. So I'm really excited that you actually invited me. So thanks, I really appreciate it.
Yeah, it's my pleasure. And like I say, it felt like when it, you know, I kind of had the idea, but it just really crystallized when looking at one of your awesome, kind of hilarious, over-the-top posts that this is what's happening, and you've gained 24.2 thousand followers.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing. One of the things that I really think is kind of neat, especially about you allowing me to come on here, is everything that I post, or most of the stuff that I post, is about Utah. Is about Utah, everything, you know.
Yeah,
so, I mean, so
related.
It's neat that, you know, you post some of the stuff that I do, and you know, it's actually really, some of the stuff is over the top, and I do get some, you know, some help with some of my friends, but I mean, that some of this stuff is definitely, that picture actually was when I got 10,000 followers. That was like a 10,000 follower.
No kidding.
Picture.
Look at that.
And that's with Traeger. That's the grill marks that you can do with their fantastic grills. There's, you know, Red Rock is a Utah beer.
Absolutely, yeah, and you always have not only a cool sort of beer reference in your shots, but you also kind of do the pairing thing.
Yeah.
Which is funny to consider that you're pairing beers for a photograph.
Well, but beers with, you know, with different types of food too as well. You know, I'll do pizzas, I'll do burritos, I'll do, you know, clearly, as you can see, burgers. So it's been fun for me. It's been really
really
nice.
Cool. Do you have? I have a ton of questions about sort of format and logistics. Do you have a posting schedule? I mean, I've followed for quite some time, but I'm not conscious of exactly when you're posting.
What I try to do is, you know, Saturdays and Sundays seem like you get less interaction. And so typically I don't post on Saturdays. So I'll post Sunday through Wednesday with, you know, kind of like, I guess, quote unquote, live photos, you know, stuff that I just made. And then on Thursdays and Fridays, just because it's kind of a challenge to get a lot of content, you know, especially if I'm making the food and trying to eat it myself.
Right.
So I'll do a throwback Thursday for TBT. And then I'll do the flashback Friday. And so those are normally pictures that I haven't featured before, or some of the ones that I really have liked in the past that have gotten a lot of interaction.
That's fantastic. So let's talk a little bit about cooking. And we chatted just before we came on air about your background, your family background, and the culinary arts. Tell us a little bit about how family cooking made it to the gram.
Well, you know, my father was born in Switzerland, and my father got his apprenticeship in Switzerland, so my father was a professional chef. And growing up too as well, my mother always cooked. And so I was always in the kitchen trying to help my dad out and either trying to help my mom out. So I learned a lot of, you know, tips from them. And it's basically just from my upbringing, you know, and I love to cook, and I certainly have the passion for it, and I like to do kind of different things. I mean, granted, my dad was, a professional chef, and so he had a lot of, I guess, maybe higher end type of things, but I just like to do different things. And I'd love to be in the kitchen. I mean, or outside on my grill.
And did you start with kind of the grill or meats thing from the beginning?
Terry, I started with burgers. I mean, I started with burgers. I think my first post was a burger that I mixed. I cut it with bacon. And so it was meat and bacon, and so I cut it, and I took a picture of it, and I was like, hey, I'm a foodie, and this is when I had something like 300 followers,
right.
And but I just wanted to kind of get my love of cooking out there, and it's amazing how many followers I've gotten since I do it. But yeah, burgers where I started.
Very cool. I'm curious about your process. Have you become a more serious photographer over time, or are you still pretty just iPhone-y, or how exactly do you do it?
Strictly iPhone.
Okay.
Strictly iPhone.
Because I know a lot of
yeah.
people ramp up, right? They get in, they get some followers, they get excited, and amid the lighting.
And I've seen a lot of people do that, where you'll see them with their stories and stuff like that on Instagram.
Right.
You'll kind of see behind, and I'll see people that have, all the lighting and and all the things to create a better picture. But no, all of mine it's straight iPhone, and what I try to do is I try to do all of my pictures outside, because I feel that I can get better natural light outside versus than I can indoors. So, and sometimes it gets a little bit difficult in the winter, because you don't have a lot of natural light, especially when the sun gets super low here.
Flat,
so it's all iPhone. I mean, it's not. It's really nothing fancy. I think probably the fanciest part of it is the food itself.
Sure.
It's.
And as we saw from those photographs, you put in some work on some of these dishes. You're cooking a bunch of different things, and of course, in the end, it's the construction that's great and dramatic. But
you're absolutely right. I mean, 'cause sometimes the construction is the hardest part, and some people have always said to me, "Well, your food has to be cold." And no, dude, you see that? You see the cheese is still melting. That yolk is still dripping, so it's all and it's definitely kind of a process. But once I get the finished product, I'm super ecstatic.
And you're happy with it, and I think
absolutely
that's the key. You're making yourself happy.
Yeah,
so
and I think that I've gotten to a point now where I was in the past where I was really kind of concerned about how many people actually liked my photo. Mm-hmm. Now, if you don't like it,
that's okay.
So be it.
Yeah.
I'm proud with my work, and you know what? I get it. If you don't like a triple cheese egg yolk burger, I get it. If it's not up your alley, hey, it's up mine.
Do you have a take on the future of social media based on your experience? I mean, what does Utetastic look like in 5 years?
I'm still going to be doing the same thing. Just because I love what I do. I mean, I think I might maybe not branch out, but yeah, maybe get a different camera. Maybe get some lighting effects and stuff like that, because I think it, and actually maybe doing more stories and more videos, because what I know I see now is a lot of people will post videos and they'll either tie that into a YouTube account, or they'll either tie that into Facebook.
Absolutely.
And you'll see these people get off the chart number of views. And I get that. I've just never, I haven't got into the videos yet, and I think that's probably somewhere that I'll probably branch out to.
And I can say that there was at least a measurable part of my desire to invite you here was that I wanted to see behind the scenes and meet you, because you don't put yourself in the frame.
No, I do not. I'm not a selfie-oriented guy. I'm not on. I'm not on.
Excuse me.
And you know what? I'm not on. I'm not on Facebook. And it's just that's just not my thing. I mean, I think a lot of people, and I get it. I think a lot of people do want to promote their brand, their face, everything like that. That's just really not me. But having said that, this is a fantastic opportunity for me, for you inviting me. So I really appreciate it.
Well, like I say, I think as we follow along over time, and not just because the pictures have a sense of humor themselves, but in following along and commenting on your posts every once in a while, and our interaction that developed a little bit. I was really curious. This guy's got a great sense of humor. I got to meet this guy.
One of the things that I really find that's interesting now is getting engagement with a lot of your followers. I see a lot of like food type pages where they'll have 8,000 followers, or they're following 8,000 people. I only follow maybe 780 people. The reason why is because I truly want to interact with them, because when they have a fantastic picture, it inspires me to do more. I don't want to follow 8,000 people because
in order to get followers.
Yeah, because exactly, because what's going to happen is it's just going to dilute me being able to see people. And in this day and age, it seems like most people are posting pictures, 2 or 3 pictures a day, and when you do that, you get lost you get lost.
Yeah, it's too much, and people tune you out.
Yeah, absolutely.
That guy, just give it a break. Yeah, no question.
Final question, will you be adding, will you be doing different things? I know that Traeger is a kind of a part of the Utetastic brand. Will you be doing different things? Are we going to see pancakes and souffles? I mean, come on, Swiss chef.
Well, but that's the best thing about Traeger, especially the Traeger grills, because they're so versatile.
Yeah.
I mean, you can smoke, you can grill.
Yeah.
On 4th of July, I made cupcakes on them. So I mean, yeah. So I mean, you can do anything on there.
I love the smoked cupcakes.
Yeah, well, but you know what? If you use a soft wood, or if you use a wood that doesn't have a lot of, deep flavor to it,
then you can.
Then they taste fantastic. I mean,
That's so
it's
cool.
really good.
That's
So
cool.
maybe to answer your question, I'll do more fish. I'm not a huge
Come
fish guy.
on, do
I know,
some
No, I know.
fish.
Salmon, some halibut, some stuff like that.
Yeah, do the cedar planks.
Exactly. Yeah.
Fantastic. Well, usually as we are concluding a conversation, I'll say, hey, we should talk about social media. But seeing as this is the entire genesis of the conversation being social media, and so you're just an Instagram guy.
I am just an Instagram guy, but I'm thinking of, like you asked me, where am I going to be in 5 years? Yeah, I think I'll probably move to YouTube, or maybe even using to my own, like a .com, where I can be almost like a blogger, something like that.
Sure.
But not like a blogger, but
An actual blogger.
right?
I'm so much like a blogger that I find myself blogging all the time. Fantastic. It's so great to meet you. Thank you for coming. Thanks for having, to me, one of the things that I really like about Utetastic is that the medium can be used for dumb crap. It can be used for really brilliant, for social activism and those kinds of things, but also just something that's fun, that makes you smile, and I sure appreciate Utetastic for that reason, and wish you the greatest of success, and I hope that if I promise to bring beer, I'm going to get an invite to a shoot so that I can actually be one of the people who has tasted
here,
a Utetastic post.
That sounds like a fantastic plan, but if you really want to do it, I can bring stuff here. You provide the beer here, and I'll cook for you guys.
All right, that is a deal. There is a kitchen set right there within striking distance. Justin, so great to meet you.
Jerry, thank you
for
so much,
coming
man.
to
I
visit.
really appreciate it. Thanks so much for the opportunity.
Best wishes for continued massive numbers of followers, and get that selfie game going, bro. You got to do it, man.
I'll definitely try. Thanks,
Thank
Jerry.
you so
appreciate
much.
it.
All right, you guys, all you need to know is the gram, Instagram, and Utetastic. Go check out more of this great photography, great sense of humor as well. It's a really fun feed to follow. I am so hungry. We're going to go to commercial. We'll be right back.